This is the 11th episode of the famous people and celebrities who passed away in 1969 in the United States. Pauline Bush, she was born in May 1886 and she died in November 1969. Her age was 83 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was cancer. Pauline Bush was an American silent film actress. She was nicknamed the Madonna of the movies. Early in her career, Bush was active in stock theater at the Liberty Theater in Oakland, California. Her film career began with the American Film Manufacturing Company. From 1910 to 1924, she appeared in some 250 movies, dozens of them featuring Lon Chaney. Bush married director Alan Dwan in 1915. They divorced in 1919. In 1928, Dwan offered a lump sum settlement of $200,000 to Bush in lieu of continuing $26,000 annual support. The Associated Press cited a story in the New York American that said that Bush had filed a claim for $100,000 back alimony. On November 1, 1969, Bush died of bronchitis and cancer in San Diego. Skip James, he was born in June 1902 and he died in October 1969. His age was 67 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. Skip James was an American Delta blues singer, guitarist, pianist, and songwriter. All music stated coupling an oddball guitar tuning set against eerie falsetto vocals. James' early recordings could make the hair stand up on the back of your neck. His guitar playing is noted for its dark minor key sound, playing in an open D minor tuning with an intricate finger-picking technique. James first recorded for Paramount Records in 1931, but these recordings sold poorly, having been released during the Great Depression, and he drifted into obscurity. After a long absence from the public eye, James was rediscovered in 1964 by blues enthusiasts, including John Fahey, helping further the blues and folk music revival of the 1950s and early 1960s. During this period, James appeared at folk and blues festivals, gave concerts around the country, and recorded several albums for various record labels. His songs have influenced generations of musicians and have been adapted by numerous artists. He has been hailed as one of the seminal figures of the blues. Walter Hagen, he was born in December 1892 and he died in October 1969. His age was 76 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Walter Hagen was an American professional golfer and a major figure in golf in the first half of the 20th century. His tally of 11 professional majors is third behind Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods, known as the father of professional golf. He brought publicity, prestige, and big prize money and lucrative endorsements to the sport. Hagen is rated one of the greatest golfers ever. Hagen won the United States Open twice, and in 1922, he became the first native-born American to win the Open Championship and won the Claret Jug 3 more times. He also won the PGA Championship, a record-tying 5 times, all in match play, and the Western Open 5 times, when it had near major championship status. Hagen totaled 45 PGA wins in his career and was a 6-time Ryder Cup captain. Hagen developed his golf game at the Country Club of Rochester, beginning as a caddy, and earned money to help support his family from pre-teen age. He earned 10 cents per round and was occasionally tipped another 5 cents. Arnie Herber. He was born in April 1910 and he died in October 1969. His age was 59 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. Arnie Herber was an American professional football player who was a quarterback in the National Football League (NFL) for 13 seasons, primarily with the Green Bay Packers. During his Packers tenure from 1930 to 1940, he led the league in passing yards and touchdowns 3 times, becoming the first player to lead each category 3 times in NFL history and won 4 NFL championship games. Herber retired after 11 seasons in Green Bay but returned in 1944 with New York Giants, where he played his final 2 seasons. He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1966. At age 34, Herber came back to the war-depleted NFL in 1944, answering a call to play for the New York Giants. Herber threw sparingly but efficiently for 651 yards and 6 touchdowns. As usual for Herber-led teams, the Giants won their conference and went to the NFL title game. Herber's old squad, the Packers, still featuring Don Houston, beat the Giants 14-7. Herber played one more season with the Giants in 1945 and then retired for good. Johnny Morris. He was born in June 1887 and he died in October 1969. His age was 82 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Johnny Morris was a vaudeville and film comedian who transitioned into radio and television, delighting audiences with his humor and charm. In 1905, he was hired by Jean Leroy to be part of the Leroy Trio, a vaudeville act which featured Leroy as a drag singer with 2 teenage singers supporting him. The other member of the group was a 15-year-old Julius Marks. In his professional debut, the trio first performed at the Ramona Theater in Grand Rapids on July 16, 1905. The diminutive actor played newsboys, jockeys, and characters named Pee-wee in a film career that lasted from 1912 to 1942. One of his most notable roles was that of Pappy Yakum in the 1940 film version of Lil Abner. He died on October 7, 1969 in Hollywood, California. Some of his movies are The 50-50 Girl in 1928, The Street of Sin in 1928, The Big Money in 1930, Once in a Lifetime in 1932, Sons of the Legion in 1938, and The Gentleman from Arizona in 1939. John Thomas Kennedy. He was born in July 1885 and he died in September 1969. His age was 84 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. John Thomas Kennedy was an officer in the United States Army who received the Medal of Honor for actions during the Philippine-American War and the last surviving U.S. veteran of the war to receive the medal. Upon graduation, he was commissioned as second lieutenant in the 6th Cavalry Regiment. He served in the Philippines in 1909 and was awarded the Medal of Honor after being wounded leading an attack into a cave occupied by hostile Moro insurgents. He transferred from the cavalry to the field artillery in January 1917. In the First World War, he served as a field artillery officer and rose to the rank of lieutenant colonel in the National Army. After the war, he reverted to his regular army rank of captain but was promoted to the rank of major in June 1920. Kennedy served as the professor of military science at Auburn University from 1926 to 1931. He graduated from the Command and General Staff College in 1924 and from the Army War College in 1932. During the Second World War, he was the post commander at Fort Bragg, North Carolina from 1942 to 1945 with the rank of Brigadier General. Thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Have a nice day.